62.
Truly an iconic record. I mean, 100 points. I mean, it's hard to wrap your mind around, but Wilt was a man among boys, a player who changed the way an entire sport was played. Truly a revolutionary.
And George gets it to go.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Pass to Leonard. On the wing, Dang. The dish to Singleton. There's the three. And another three for Cleveland.
He's having quite the quarter here, guys. I mean, shooting the ball extremely well.
Now here is Hill. There's a good screen. They double him with Irving. Stokes kicks to Miles. Deep two from Hill. The shot is off. Great D that time from Love. Cavaliers have gone 7 of 10 on their field goal attempts here in the third. Singleton, an absolute bomb from three-point range.
And another triple to their second half total.
They came out of the break just dropping bombs and just not letting up at all.
Well, he had one three-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Three-pointer. He is hauled in by Paul George. George has got his 7th rebound here tonight. And the rejection by Leonard. And it's out of bounds. And they say it was last touched by Leonard. J.R. Smith's checked in for Luol Deng. Here's Turner. 8 points for him. Pass to Miles. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession.
How about a look at the Pacers and where they ranked in the NBA last season? 8th in rebounding, 8th in fast break points. And they were in the top 10 in steals as well. I mean, this is a team that really gets after people defensively. Deflections, pressure on the ball, all of that leads to steals.
And I like how they held their own on the boards. I mean, that's so critical. They brought that effort and fortitude to battle every night, just never backing down.
Now, here is Singleton. Following the miss by Miles Turner. Hill with it. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Turner with a screen for Hill. 6 on the shot clock. George passes to Miles. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got 4 assists in the game. Irving kicks to Singleton. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
And they're just raining threes on both ends.
Boy, I love the answer. You come at me with the three, I'm coming right back with my own triple.
Here's Stokes. Outside Hill. Dishes it to Miles. Accurate with the jumper from the elbow. Miles has got 9 points here in the second half.
You know, that part of the floor, guys, is more or less his real sweet spot, right in his wheelhouse.
Singleton misses.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
George dishes to Hill. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Love's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Singleton. Drains it from beyond the arc.
Well, he scored over half of their points so far. That's a major contribution.
Indiana's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Hill passes to Miles. Stokes kicks to George. And he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
How about that now? What a sensational finish.
Oh, got to be able to get some hang time to do that one.
Yeah, you got to rise and levitate.
Suspend yourself.
Yeah, levitate.
Almost. How about the glide in and then also to reverse it?
The Pacers have gone 8 of 16 in the third quarter to put their second half shooting percentage right at 50%. Hill dishes to George. Off target from three-point range. The Cavaliers shooting 70% from the floor. Truly incredible work from this offense tonight. And the basket by Singleton.
Basically been all him. I mean, he scored most of the points himself.
And here is Hill following the three-pointer by Freak. Now Miles. 19 points in the game. Outside, George. It's stolen by Smith. In transition, here come the Cavaliers. Good.
And the defense scattered all over the place on the break. Nice job finding the wide open three.
And Indiana shooting 47% from the field in the third. Hill has the open look, and he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. The tray, and another three for Cleveland.
And he just keeps on going. He's got more points than anybody else out there.
Passes it to Turner. Irving with the steal. Here's Singleton. Non-stop scoring machine here. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Cleveland.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
Yeah, and the other thing they've done since the beginning of this game is score points off turnovers and in bunches.
And the Pacers can't get it to go.
And I like the bold move of going right back at him to return the three, but he just couldn't get it to go. How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
To the middle to halt the run, and there's Miles. That's good on the assist by Hill.
No matter what the score is, his attitude has been perfect. I love his disposition. He has stayed in attack mode.
And he gets it to go.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
Indiana's gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. George with the screen on Irving. Here's Turner. No good. Great D that time from Leonard. The Cavaliers shooting has been just uncontainable. 72%. And out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Josh Smith, he's checked in for Leonard. Cavaliers have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Singleton, he's in at shooting guard. Smith out there with Mo Harkless. And it's McKinney in at the 1 spot. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Ellis with the screen for Hill. He dishes it to Ellis. Ellis draws the double. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Ellis.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Some changes for Indiana. And Robinson III comes in for Ellis. Young is subbed in for George Hill. Here's Singleton. Hits it from three-point range. For Indiana, they've gone 7 of 16 from the field here in the fourth. That's about 43%. Gary, he's guarded by Singleton. Young outside. The pass to Lure. Just 5 on the clock. He feeds it to Robinson. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
And how about that, responding to the three-pointer against them with a quick one of their own.
Terrific little tay-to-tay going on right now. Back and forth, here we go.
And even though he missed that, you have to take those shots when you get the opportunity.
Exactly. They don't come much better or easier than that.
Young outside. Jacks up a 3. Offensive rebound. McGarry kicks to Lure. The feed to McGarry. Over to the wing. Back to Young. Over to the left wing. Second shot opportunity. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. The first free throw is good.
Oh my gosh, I just got that.
He makes 1 of 2 that time. Cleveland's gotten off 4 three-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Here's Singleton, and another 3 for Cleveland.
And such a steady hand. I mean, he's one of those guys that's really allowed them to take the lead.
Well, he's just so reliable and dependable and consistent, especially here today. I mean, his shooting percentage is off the charts.
Easy layup after coming off the pick.
And really, the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
Cleveland's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway.
I tell you what, I don't know what he did in the locker room, but he needs to do a little bit more of it because he's on fire.
Kicks it to Lure. They set the pick. Robinson left side. Fires from deep. That's good.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
And Indiana shooting it well here in the fourth quarter at 50%. McGarry down low. Harkless with the steal. For Cleveland, they've gone 8 of 14 from the floor here in the fourth quarter.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Cleveland.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And, Greg, we know familiarity breeds contempt. I would expect things to become more heated as these teams face each other going forward.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Insanity. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
A beautiful reverse layup.
I like it. I like it. He broke out the fancy finish there.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Lets it go from deep, and he gets it to go.
I don't want to say they're trying to run up the score here, but they do keep adding to the lead.
Well, I know you don't want to say it, but I will, partner. I mean, they're trying to run the score up here. It's plain and simple. They're trying to throw salt all in that wound.
And Robinson wide open. He shoots. And Indiana, another 3.
They clearly look like a different team now. Suddenly, they've got some energy out on the floor.
Yeah, but it's come a little too late to have a real impact on the game, though. We call this box score window dressing. All it's going to do is make the numbers look a little better than it was.
So we see the Cavaliers taking the win here. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
Yeah, they were the superior team in every department, in every category to beat Kevin. I know their fans loved it and appreciated it. Whew.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
You put on what was simply an incredible fourth period. How were you able to take over this game in the end?
Yo, Doris, you know I'm always aiming to take over. Come on. Sometimes I even have to wait around and lay low for a few quarters. Just so things are a little more dramatic in the fourth. You feel me? Yo, I know drama, and I like to keep it fun for the fans. That's just me, baby.
You simply can't get enough of you. Thanks for joining us. Kevin?
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. And we send you now
the 2K Sports post-game show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille Freak. An absolutely astounding and historic night for him here in this game. He was simply unstoppable in what can only be described as a masterful performance.
You know, Freak was a 4.0 honor student growing up. And tonight, that high IQ is one of the things we saw on display with that sensational performance. Combine his smarts with the fact that he lives and breathes basketball, there's no doubt that he's one of the most intelligent players we have in this league.
Just a sensational performance on a lot of levels, Ernie. Too many levels to talk about. Man, in some game, he's in the background. He doesn't get the chance to be the star of the show, but not tonight. He's the star tonight. Put him on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure.